What is up, y'all? About to go over FEOD 3, aka Dimensions and Entropy 3. Gonna give a quick overview as a JP player, what I went through, what I saw, giving some tips and tricks on how to tackle the stage, who to potentially use, etc. Making it a bit data-based. We got this spreadsheet that I've been using in my past couple videos, just trying to give context to it and give y'all a heads up, so you're not too blindsided on what the stage is like. I will say, to start off, that this is probably the hardest of the first five. This stage is pretty ridiculous, and as you can see by the chart right here, you're gonna be busting out some of the real strong characters on this one. Warrior, Light, Ultimisia, I don't know how to say her name right, Sarah, Charlotta, you know what it is. But let me start off just giving you a brief overview of the stage. There's normal trash. This is my video, by the way. I'm showing off a little. You got some trash in the beginning. Not really too big of a deal. Skeletons, those floaty things. I don't know what they're called. And you got ghosts on the second wave. But really, the real tricky part, and what kills a lot of runs, is these two bosses right here. The Lich, floaty boy, and the Merilith, I believe it is. I forget which kind it is, but it's a Merilith. And the trick on both this wave, which is the mid boss, and the final wave, is that they buff pretty strongly. So you start turning into ones. So the Merilith starts off. Its first attack is just its normal shave attack, like it just hit Agrius with. I think I missed it. Yeah, so actually, let me also address the Lich. He casts Doom and dispels all non-frame buffs, and the Merilith's gonna do a shave attack first, and then second it'll do the second shave attack, and it inflicts, I think, max Brave down, and it also inflicts max HP down. It didn't work right there because Agrius has her like weird kind of elude, but it does inflict max HP down. So whoever gets hit by that, watch out. Let's see what else. About when it's about at 80% HP, it'll start targeting itself, the Merilith that is, and it will buff itself pretty hard, like that. See, let's look at these buffs. Take a turn. Come on, come on. So that's Brave up, defense up, attack up, speed up, max Brave up, and self fire enchant. So it's it's gonna hit pretty hard unless you dispel it immediately, which is why Ferris is good here. But you saw those ones in the clip, didn't you? Let me see if I can catch it right there. Ones, the everyone's favorite. This is 0 out of 3 Ferris, so it wouldn't be as accurate. And this is a failed run that I plan to also link in the description to kind of show you what doesn't work when I go over rolls, but that's getting a little farther ahead of myself. After the Merilith buffs itself, it will do the same bravery attack it did earlier, in which it inflicts max HP down on its target. Are you gonna get that off? Did it happen in this video? Nope, it didn't do it. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on when it attacks. But then the big thing it does after that is it does a really nasty all attack. I don't think I let it get off in this video, so let me look at another one to be sure. Is it this one? Yep, it did happen in this one. This is another one of my videos that also failed. Let's see. Oh, here's an example of the max HP down going on Sarah. So you can see her HP's at 5k, which is not stellar, obviously. Where is the all? So it targeted. Okay, here comes the all. Right. Come on, ulti, you're done. Alright, so you can see my team's fully batteried. It's got Sarah's attack down. It's got Charlotta's debuff on it. And it just runs up. Bravery gain to help ignore shields and hits real hard. Now, if you get broken by that, the odds of you dying are about 110%. Don't get broken. This is bad. This is why we bring Warrior Light here, just because he can help mitigate that heavily. I died later in this run. I killed the Merilith, but the ghost one-shotted me because I didn't manage Brave correctly. Yep, see, ulti's dead. Uh, um, but I wanna show what happens when you get past that. Uh, the final wave is the Tiamat, I think it's called, and shout out to V Power for this video footage. It's a Tiamat, I think it's pronounced, and a Kraken. Uh, the Kraken is very speedy, so you can see how it just got there and likes to buff itself, and the Tiamat is also very speedy. And it throws buffs on itself every couple turns, and also likes throwing out AoE attacks. It either debuffs you, it HP attacks you, or it might even dispel your buffs, like on and off. So it's just constant AoE spam, and it's really not pretty. And really, yeah, you want to. Same with the dangerous ones in the previous wave, being the Tiamat, which you want to take out first. Jesus. You want to take out the Merilith in the third wave, because that one can one-shot you. You also similarly want to take out the Kraken on this wave, because this thing gets real speedy on you. He'll break Warrior Light shields if you're choosing to run him, and he'll just pop you open, and it won't be pretty. Volume's on for that one. Let me turn that down. Volume's also on for that one. Let's see. Moving on, those are really your main concerns. It's pretty buff heavy. So let me start going into the roles you want to cover. Most successful teams here use the tank. A tank that is either Bosch or Warrior Light is generally most optimal here. It can be done without them, but in order to substitute for a tank, you need a very strong burst battery and or burst healer to account for the fact that you're getting nuked. You can also get around this by nuking the Merilith in the first wave so it never gets a turn off and hurts you. But if you're trying to, honestly, Warrior Light and Bosch are kind of just safety nets here. And when you're thinking about these stages, it's not fun to struggle on these because over time you eventually end up going back and redoing them again. So you want to have the smoothest experience possible and keep optimal units where they stay at. So, like I said, roles to cover. Tank. Warrior Light preferably. If you don't have him, some kind of burst healer. Maybe Rem, Aerith, kind of Agrius, although she's not as burst healery, and you don't want to spam her skill 1. Porum could work. Aside from that, you also want some sort of strong AoE shave, potentially, or just good DPS. So, like Ace, Cloud with his EX. Squall can work here. Ferris is a double whammy because not only does she get rid of the buffs, but she also debuffs them down, and she also hits hard AoE and helps Barty the pattery. Battery the party, Jesus. And additionally, Rem here has her AoE attack. If you don't already have this covered in one of the previous roles, a debuffer is very good to push off the buffs that these guys produce because they're very nasty. They heal themselves, they speed up, they get strong, you do ones, it's not pretty. That's why this stage is kind of held as probably the most annoying out of the batch, just because of the frequency of the buffs and how hard they hit and how hard you don't hit. So bringing a debuffer like Lily, Sarah, Ferris, all of them will be good here. But generally, if you cover kind of those 3 roles-ish, you should be good. Let's start going over the spreadsheet and what was popular at the time. Where is it at? So, as I was talking about, bringing the tank, AoE DPS / debuff support. You got Warrior Light doing the tanking, so you're not getting hit as hard. He will save the dead runs. He will keep you alive. There's a reason he was very popular here, mostly because most people had a hard time doing the stage without him. Wave 3 killed runs. Ultimisia, just because she's very strong. She's got the AoE turn control. And she's got debuffs of her own, which are helpful. Also, this fight can run about, I want to say, 100. I think 115 turns is the turn count. Checking some other source. But, it could run a little tight. Also, Ultimisia can help with those turns. Sarah's there for her attack boosts, her excellent debuffs. And just to kind of control the stage, Charlotta's there just because she helps people with the output. I mean, people were throwing all their good units at this stage. If you got good units, you're probably going to want to use them here. Agrius for the AoE, the Paralyze. She can help save you a run by delaying the action of the bosses potentially. And they sometimes use magic attacks, so her EX is great here. Bosch can... All the AoE attacks just won't matter as long as Bosch has his buff up. You just won't die. Tifa is popular just because she hits so hard. Vanille for Dispel. Varus also for the Dispel and debuffs. Lily for debuffs. Rem for heals and turn manipulation. And Ace for DPS. As the units go down, these units either came kind of later or weren't as popular, but they're still usable, don't get it wrong. It's just, you can see the skew here. It's pretty ridiculous how popular these three were on the stage just because of the amount of control that they brought. Yeah, so keep an eye out for them. If you gotta, and not saying that you need them here, but they're very helpful if you can afford to free them. Okay, let me show some video footage. I already showed some of Ferris knocking off the debuffs here. Let me scroll back a little to when the team it buffs itself. Actually, nah, I already showed you guys. You guys know how Ferris works. You saw how ulti works when she doesn't control bravery correctly. That's me in the later video. Let's show Lily putting in work on these bosses. So, shout out to V-Power again. You're a real one. This boss buffed itself right there because it wasn't too happy. Warrior Light doing ones. How hard is Ace hitting? Not damage halved. That's crazy. But Lily throws out her attack down. Much safer on shields. Pushed out some of those nasty buffs as well. And now, look how hard that hit. You had shields up. You had Lilith's attack down up. And it still broke the shield. That's how hard this thing hits. You really got to watch out. It's crazy. Over here we got Cryo and Ulti. The choice here was to battery through the damage, which is respectable. It ends up working. And I think I have a good shot right here of Bosch kind of just dealing with the debuff. I mean, the AoE attack. So he throws his Kingdom's Guard, I believe is called up. And Boss says, alright, you're about to die, fam. Bravery gain. Breaks ulti because it hits that hard, but Bosch just eats it and keeps going. Like it's nothing. Problem solved. Isn't that crazy? Bosch is great here. Don't sleep. And here is the standard team. Just controlling this boss. Sarah's shutting them down with their debuffs. Warrior Light's protecting them. Like I said, I believe heavily this will be the go-to standard. Oh, I thought Chaos was supposed to be hard team right here because this team should honestly clap this stage. I mean, not to say that it's not difficult. It's still hard, but if you want a real like optimal quote-unquote meta team for this stage, this is it right here. Shout out to Jake, man. You're also a real one. What do I got in this one? Oop, video. It's just more Rem Lily Ace. Debuffs help. And Rem helps, honestly, Rem is real good here because she helps avoid the nukes by just putting your turn in front of the bosses. Stuff like that, you know. You've just been warned, the stage is tricky. Now, I want to talk about what I'll be doing. Personally, I'm probably going to copy V-Power's team composition. I think my Ace will be free because I think I changed my mind and I'll be using Ultimisia on stage 2. So, Ace, Lily, Warrior Light should be enough DPS to get me through the stage. If not, I'll play around. I might throw Cloud in here. I'm not sure what I'll be doing for the 4th stage either. But as you can see, I got all the roles covered. I got a tank / healer, and I can control those heals when I want. I got Lily on the debuffs and the aura, so I'm not hitting ones. And I got Ace as my primary DPS, so I can do some real damage and make it within the turn count. Building teams like that, some teams structured around that wavelength should probably be able to get it. Now I want to show off, like I've done before, I want to show off the data right now, just for some fun, just to see where the current power creep is at right now, just because it's just kind of interesting. And gives people an idea of who you might be freeing a unit up for later on. Let's see. 3. Warrior Light's still very popular there. Sarah is in second. Vanille for her Dispel debuff. Ulti, yeah, naturally, because she's still good there. What's crazy is that the top 5 at this stage hasn't really changed. It's still Warrior Light, Sarah, Ultimisia there. Vanille got a little higher just because she's useful 1 out of 3. Yuffie, she can prevent them from buffing, and she has some good debuffs, so she's popular there. Ferris, because of her Dispel and debuff. You can see a lot of debuffers up here. It's for a reason. Debuffers and good DPS. Just because that's tricky. Lily for the debuffs, Sephiroth for the Caius and his 4 framed debuffs also help block them out. I ran a video of that myself, and I also have a 0 out of 3 Caius in that stage right now. Bosch is here just because he's AoE. I mean, the teams didn't change that much over time, people. So if you're planning on carrying some characters, I mean, some people left ulti in the stage forever. Left ulti and Sarah and Warrior Light in the stage forever. That should speak volumes to the kind of trickiness they expect you to encounter. I think that's about all I wanted to talk about. So in closing, I'm going to be posting some of my videos in the description. Here's Caius in action, by the way, blocking out the debuffs. They just can't do anything. In conclusion, the mid boss is real difficult. If you don't watch out for the AoE, because if you let it happen, you could easily die if you're not ready to go. It'll just kill you, and you'll have to start over. Very frustrating. Took a lot of people a lot of resets, and this is regarded as one of the most hated stages. If you can deal with the buffs and the AoE attacks, you should be good. Just make sure you also have an appropriate amount of damage per turn to deal with the stage, and you should be able to get through it and ascend to level 4 before you know it. And if you aren't getting as high as you want, don't get frustrated. More boards will be coming out, more characters. You'll be able to try it. Don't worry about saving characters for later, just because you want to focus on the stage in front of you. Just remember that, and you should be good. I'm going to be posting, like I said, all these links in the description. Hit me up in the comments for any feedback. I'm still trying to improve this series. I know I got some good feedback on this video format, running it from my desktop with data, so I think I'm going to keep doing that. Yeah, hit me up in the comments if you got any questions. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Trying to get your boy and the info out there, get more widespread so people aren't stressing about chaos, you know. But yeah, I think I'll end it here. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.